lies just continue with these people. Merrick Garland released a statement yesterday.
Oh, the Attorney General guy?
Yes,
awesome.
the Attorney General of the United States of America said, on this day 4 years ago, police officers were brutally assaulted while bravely defending the United States Capitol. They were punched, tackled, tased, and attacked with chemical agents that burned their eyes and skin. By the way, we've seen a lot of video about who started that. I mean, it doesn't excuse anybody for attacking police, but they certainly provoked that crowd.
Yep.
With tear gas and other explosives.
In the face.
Yeah. Today, I'm thinking of the officers who still bear the scars of that day, as well as the loved ones of the 5 officers who lost their lives in the line of duty as a result of what happened to them on January 6th, 2021. Wait, what? Who lost their life in the line of duty on January 6th? I can't. It is so irresponsible and so despicable that they continue this lie 4 years later. He continued, January 6th was a violent attack on the law enforcement officers defending the Capitol, and it was an unprecedented attack on a cornerstone of our system of government, the peaceful transfer of power from one administration to the next. Okay. Yesterday we also had Jake Auchincloss. He's not a super well-known representative.
No, he's young, too. He's 36.
Oh, wow. So he must be fairly new then, right?
Yeah, I don't know how many terms he's been in there, but
he was
looking him up this morning.
Interviewed yesterday about January 6th, and here's just a portion of what he had to say.
Yeah, without guns. Anyway, go ahead.
That we have to protect that transfer of power every 4 years. And we also need to remember those officers who lost their lives on January 6th.
Okay, we have to remember the officers who lost their lives, because I'm having a hard time doing that. I don't remember any officer losing their life on January 6th. Why? Because it didn't happen! That's why.
Because the next president aided and abetted their murder.
Oh, wow. The next president, Donald Trump, aided and abetted their murder. Is there not even one real, actual journalist who can stand up to these blatant, proven lies about January 6th? Just push back a little bit. Tell me, Congressman, who lost their life on January 6th as a result of that mob? Because the answer is no one. And 4 years later, they just keep repeating that stinking, irresponsible lie. No cops were murdered, killed, or in any way died on or from January 6th. Cops did die in the aftermath. Strokes and suicides killed them days or months later. You remember Brian Sicknick? He was the one who died very shortly after January 6th. Now, initially, we were told he died as a result of being beaten with a fire extinguisher in the head. Didn't happen. Even his family, really, you could tell when they were being interviewed that they were really uncomfortable with that narrative because they knew it wasn't true. They knew it wasn't true. And it eventually came out that he'd never been beaten by anything over the head. He had a stroke and he died of natural causes a couple days later. So with these other 4 cops who committed suicide, what is the allegation here? That the cops killed themselves because they couldn't live with the fact that people actually milled and paraded through the Capitol building on January 6th? I'm sorry, I can't go on. Someone moved Nancy Pelosi's podium 20 feet. Sorry, but goodbye, world. Can't do it anymore. I mean, it is so ridiculous. Let's say they were injured on January 6th. They couldn't live with that. I mean, that's what you have to accept to believe that they died as a result of January 6th. that this riot was so traumatic to them that they had to kill themselves. Come on. Please, somebody just bring it up that it didn't happen. A, there was no insurrection. B, there was no police officer killed, murdered, or even dropped dead on January 6th. Wow, what does it take to get the truth out in this day and age? Shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
Right? It's been denied a million times by the right, but nobody on the left will say it, and they won't be challenged when they do say it. And there's journalists right in front of their stupid faces who don't challenge them on it ever. Man, this has been a tough one.
I get it.
I mean, 4-letter words could come out of my mouth over this.
Such a lie. And it's just repeated over again.
And it doesn't end.
And if anybody wants to feel guilt or shame from January 6th, 2021, needs to be Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, my gosh.
For refuse. I mean, this was a setup.
Right.
This was an absolute setup.
And somebody did ignore having National Guardsmen on duty at the time, just for safety's sake. And it was her.
It was offered. So, I mean, if the left wants to feel guilt for these 5 police officers dying in the wake of January 6th, then they need to point at Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
Period.